My name is Kirsty Hassard and I studied history as an undergraduate at Glasgow, and then as a master's I did Dress and Textile Histories, and I work as a curator at V&A Dundee, and today we're in the Tartan exhibition which I co-curated. Tartan at V&A Dundee is the first exhibition solely on tartan to be curated in Scotland for around 30 years. And because we're a design museum, we chose to do a slightly different way of curating it. We chose to do it thematically. So the show is actually structured around 5 themes. And the beauty of that, it means that you're able to place objects from the 18th century next to objects that were produced just a couple of months ago. And through that really see the amazing parallels between these objects, the kind of common thing that links them. The other thing that makes it quite different is that it's a multidisciplinary exhibition. So rather than looking at tartan purely as a textile, but we look at it through theatre and film and television and architecture and art and product design and sculpture and furniture, and almost every medium that you can imagine tartan has been on, which has just been an amazing experience. It's brought together so many of the skills that I've learned in various like work placements and internships and jobs, and then of course both my degrees, and brought them all together. We're a smaller team here at V&A Dundee, so when you work on an exhibition it involves sourcing the objects, writing the interpretation, working on the logistics of bringing the objects to site, helping installing them. So I think every part of the experience that I've gained over the past 10 years is all kind of culminated in working in this amazing exhibition. Both the courses I did massively shaped my career path. So history as my undergraduate was just a really good degree for a sort of like basic contextual understanding of the work that I do as a curator. My master's was absolutely formative in what I do today, because I knew that I wanted to specialise in dress and textiles, hence the master's I chose, and there's not a day that I don't use some sort of knowledge from that master's. I think that really in-depth sort of understanding of the importance of objects, particularly within textiles and fashion. And again, going back to that context of how they were produced, who they were produced by, loads of things like that made me interested and made me want to work in a setting that was really focused on fashion. I think my advice, and this is the advice I took myself for people who are wanting to seek out a career, or even just more of an understanding of curating, is get as much work experience as you can, but in a variety of institutions. So perhaps don't necessarily think that all the best experience comes from working at national museums. So a lot of my formative experiences of work experience were in smaller local museums, and that was incredibly useful because you get such an overview of how a museum works from working in a smaller museum than you do when you work in a national. Curation is obviously the career that I chose, but there's so many other careers in museums that are maybe not so well known that I think it'd be wonderful for people to get more experience in those. I think if I was to go back to my student days at Glasgow, I think it would be to have more confidence in myself and my abilities. I think definitely when I was an undergraduate, and maybe slightly less as a master's student, I think I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I didn't necessarily know what path I was going to take to get to that job. And I think working in museums for the past 10 years of my career has worked out, and I have been able to have some amazing achievements. I think to go back to that undergraduate 22 like 13 years ago, it would just be to have faith in yourself and to have confidence, trust in your abilities.